What's happening, road dogs and highway hounds? On my way to take my hazmat test for CDL and renew my license and all that kind of stuff. And joy. But no, I was kind of listening to Adam Meister and Charlie Lee talking away. And kind of interesting video. Thank you, Adam Meister, for the shout out at the end there. Appreciate it. Come on back to Titty Bell. And hey, I give a shout out to Piglet, my brother from another mother, new subscriber from Adam Meister. A couple of you guys showed up here, so welcome aboard. Thanks, Adam, again. But Piglet, he's a propane hauler. That kind of freaks me out. I met a guy once that said he surrounded himself in blue flame at one time from a static spark when he was loading his trailer. I think that's about the worst thing that I think could happen to you. You know, and living through it is getting burns all over your body and stuff like that. I've always been a little leery of propane hauling and gas hauling like that. But whatever. Well, welcome aboard, buddy. Hopefully we'll meet up someday along the road. You know, we get around like that. But I listened to that interview with Charlie Lee, old Chuck Lee, as I like to call him. I think it sounds a little cooler, you know, almost like Bruce Lee, just Chuck Lee. Yeah, we like our nicknames. But all that technical stuff is kind of why I've always liked Litecoin, just because it is so close to Bitcoin. I think there's strength in the redundancy, and just like RSK rootstock, bringing smart contracts to Bitcoin. I talked to one of the guys who's Henry, King Henry, I like to call him. He actually works over rootstock, and I don't know. I think it was somebody else. There's probably a couple of guys that work there, but I was asking a question one time. So if rootstock comes to Bitcoin, can it come to Litecoin easy? I would think it could, because they're so similar. And they said yes, it can come, and they're in the works. We're in talks with people over at Litecoin to do that. So smart contracts are going to come to Litecoin. And SegWit's on the way, and all this kind of stuff. And that's why I've been a long time believer in Litecoin, because anything, you think about it now, okay, Bitcoin, everybody's learning about Bitcoin. Not everybody's learning about Monero. Not everybody's specializing in Ethereum. But everybody who's anybody in this space knows Bitcoin. If you know Bitcoin, by default, you know Litecoin, because they are so similar. So you've got Gavin Andreessen and all these brainiacs. They can all do everything on Litecoin. They don't have to learn anything new about it, really. But that's one of the strengths that I've always thought with Litecoin, is there's just everybody in the field knows how to work it. If you don't have, there's no learning curve. Even if you don't like Litecoin and somebody asks you to do something on it, they can do it. And plus the appeal for Joe Schmoes like me. Well, I figured out Bitcoin. I can't figure out. It took me a while to figure out how to get an Ethereum wallet before I knew that was not my favorite coin. Or token, as I like to say. But there's a huge learning curve. Who wants to learn about all this new stuff? But every newcomer that learns about Bitcoin, oh, you mean the paper wallet applies to Litecoin too? All this stuff, and And, some coins you can't do a paper wallet on. Some coins aren't mineable. Some coins don't have a defined amount. Some coins weren't released fairly. Some coins are this. Some coins are that. And unless you want to sit there and do research on everything, good luck. But here's the thing. For mass adoption, it's got to be simple. It's got to be easy. And Bitcoin's not easy. But if you get over that hump with Bitcoin, it's just a sidestep over to Litecoin. Now, if you're going to go to Ethereum, you got to learn a whole new concept. You want to go to Monero, you got to learn a whole new concept. I don't know what. I just don't know. And I don't feel like learning. And I know, and I'm interested. And most people aren't interested. How are you going to get the people who aren't interested into researching all these 50 million coins, and picking out their favorite one? Who wants to sit around with their free time studying up on all these coins? And here's the thing. It's not that I love Litecoin itself. I could care less. I actually don't like Bitcoin or Litecoin personally. I hate computers. It's just a pain in the butt because there is that learning curve. And so why I do like it. I mean, I love it and I hate it, right? But why I do like it is because it's kind of a way to agree to disagree. Oh, Monero's better. Oh, Dash is better. Oh, Ethereum is the thing. Well, you know what? You got gold and silver. Shut up. End of story. And that's the way I look at it. And it keeps it simple for people who aren't techies. And with the SegWit going through, is that going to bump the price? Who cares? I really don't. I'd rather see it go down because I'm a buyer for the next 20 years. So, and with 84 million coins to pick from, or to hold, my lifetime, I use it as retirement. I've never sold anything. I've never turned anything into cash, and I've never traded a coin in for another coin. I buy it, I hold it, done. Now someday, 10, 20 years down the road, I'll probably start selling it. But as for right now, I'm working. I work, and that's how I make my money. I'm not trying to get rich fast. I want a good, ethical... This lady's like a hemorrhoid on mine. Isn't she? Look at her. Get closer, lady. And then I'll probably get to take it because I got the cell phone on, right? Whatever. But, no. See, distracted. Squirrel! Ah! But, no, to me, it's about agreeing to disagree. And also, another thing, for latecomers like us, we don't have to all be licking the boot of Bitcoin Jesus, which he kind of turns me off for some reason. He's one of these people that actually, and I'm sorry, I'm just telling you the way I feel about him, but, he's one of these people that's like, it's like he thinks he knows better than everybody else, and why aren't you listening to me? It's my opinion, and I'm right. I'm smarter, obviously, because I bought Bitcoin earlier, and, you need to listen to me. What's the matter with you? And I just kind of like, kiss my ass. Pardon. Sorry, I try and keep this a family show, but that's really the way I feel about it. And I don't want to be subject to these people like that. So I agree to disagree. Okay, cryptocurrency's here. It is probably going to change the world, and it is possible that they could screw up Bitcoin beyond all repair, and you lose all your money. But whatever. I see that it's here. I see that it's coming. And you know what? If this digital gold is going to work out, hey, I want a digital silver to keep the honest people honest, so because I've heard about Bitcoin since it was probably 2011, and you know, I was just like, computer money, don't want it. You know, that's why we're in the problem, because of the 2009 crisis and all that stuff. And I didn't want it. And then when in November of 2013, when they held the cryptocurrency Senate hearing in Washington, D.C., I was like, well, they must not be able to stop this thing. I better pay attention. And by then, the price was $1,000. And I was like, damn. And I fell in love with Litecoin at that time because of that, because it was only worth $40. And so I started buying. And I've been buying Litecoin since, you know, from $40. And I think people, you know, people forget, you know, we have a slow attention span. And you know, Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, was kind of talking around about, you know, is Litecoin going to die if SegWit doesn't go through? Not as long as I'm in this space. And, you know, he's talking about the marketing and stuff like that. You know, I'm out here putting my mug out here. I don't like being public. I'm just a dude. And, I like people not knowing who I am. But nobody was talking about this stuff. Nobody's talking about Litecoin. He's true. The marketing sucks. And you know what? That's another reason why I like it. And Charlie Lee kind of pointed out what my feelings were. Well, the marketing sucks because there's a bunch of engineers and really freaking smart people working on this stuff. And so the marketing sucks. So I started talking about it, you know, because nobody else was. I would have been just happy freeloading. And let me encourage you guys out there, if you're watching this, hey man, make some Litecoin videos and start talking about it. Because here's the thing, I know that we're all pretty much the same. We're a herding people. We travel in rows, you know, we all congregate together. We're a herding bunch of people, and herds have the same mentality. You know, we get scared at the same things, we get excited about the same things, we all proclaim we're lion, you know, I'm a lion. That's what I always think. That's kind of funny, you know, people say, oh, I'm a wolf. I'm not a sheep, you know, I'm a wolf. Well, they go in packs too. You know, lion's pride, right? But we're just a herding people. And we're pretty dumb, so I think we're all sheep. But, no, just, I started making these videos so people have somebody on YouTube that you can listen to and say, huh, I'm not the only one. No, you're not the only one. There's a bunch of us out here that feel the same way. And I'm sure that what I'm saying is resonating with a lot of the people out here, because we all think fairly the same. You know, yeah, there's disagreements, there's different packs, there's different herds, but, you know, I think for the most part, we're pretty much the same. And so I make these videos to encourage people that, you know, you're doing the right thing by buying Litecoin and holding on to it. You know, these people who buy it thinking, oh, you know, and I won't mention any names, but I've heard people say, you know, oh, we'll buy Litecoin because then when people come in, they don't know what they're doing, and we'll make some money off. Well, go for it. But I'll tell you one thing right now about the speculators and stuff like that. I don't think they're anywhere near Litecoin right now. Litecoin has been down at, you know, $3.80 or $4, whatever, just round it off. It's been down at $4 for a long time. And I don't think there's a whole lot of speculation going on in traders and pump and dumpers. What you're seeing right now in Litecoin, I think, is a bottom. And it's going to, hopefully it stays a bottom. I'd like to see it drop. But I don't if there's any kind of manipulation going on in the Litecoin market, there's people propping it up to make, you know, artificially. But, you know, people like Charlie Lee, and I'm not saying he is or he isn't, you know, I'm just saying that there's a lot of Bitcoin whales that feel the same way, that if I had a ton of Bitcoin, I would want to prop up Litecoin just because I like the concept of silver and gold. It's helpful. It's needed. Huh. New police department. At least somebody's making money. It's amazing how the government buildings come up and they're the biggest and nicest buildings of all. I mean, that's a freaking awesome building for a police station. Isn't government great? I'm not an anarchist, but holy cow. Get close to the driver's license place. But anyway, maybe I'll make another video. My new truck is old. And it's loud, so I'm not going to be making many videos from it. But I'm out here today driving around in my pick-em-up truck. That's how I figured I'd give a response. It's like the windows don't seal on it very good, and it's like... But, no. And it's funny, man. You know, when I wasn't making videos, when I wasn't driving, I was doing construction for the past whatever months. People were like, "You're not making any videos anymore. Did you give up on Litecoin?" I'm not giving up on Litecoin. I'm just, if I'm not making videos, it's because I ain't got time or whatever. Or I ain't got anything to say, which is often the case, but I keep talking anyway. But, alright, I suppose that's enough for now. Since, yeah. Good enough. There's my response, Adam Meister. Thanks a bunch, buddy. I'll get out there to Baltimore one day. I don't like going out to the East Coast. There's too many people. Plus, they try and rob you on the freight coming back home. That's a big problem with the East Coast. You know, money pays good going out there, but you know you're going to starve on the way back. And I refuse to take loads that, you know. You don't pay, I don't play. Adios, muchachos.